Hello and welcome to an Envato Tuts Plus tutorial. I'm Adi Purdila, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to build a coming soon page in WordPress with Elementor. For those of you who don't know, Elementor is a free WordPress website builder. It offers over 80 design elements like buttons, headings, dividers, icons, and so on, and over 200 ready-to-use templates. So you can build anything you want, either that's a coming soon page or a full-fledged website. Now, in this video, I'll show you how to create this simple coming soon page using the free version of Elementor. All you need is a WordPress installation and a couple of minutes of your time. Before we get started, I'll assume that you have a basic understanding of how WordPress works and you know how to install a plugin. So I won't go over installing or setting up WordPress or installing Elementor. Instead, I'll just dive right in and start building this page. Any resources that I'm going to use or mention in this video will also be linked down below. So with that said, let's get started. We'll begin by going to Pages, Add New, and we're going to click Edit with Elementor. We're going to click on Settings. We're going to call this Coming Soon. And for page layout, this is very important, we'll select Elementor Full Width. Or, excuse me, I meant to say Elementor Canvas, because this will just give us a blank page with no header or no footer inherited from WordPress. And with that, let's publish, and let's also preview our changes so we know what we're doing. I'm going to start by creating a new section and choosing the one column layout. That section will be full width. The height will have a minimum height of 100 viewport height. Under Style, we'll set a background to EFF0EA. And under Advanced, we're going to set up some lateral padding and also some top and bottom. So I'm going to actually set up 128 on all sides. Great. Let's hit Update. And let's start by adding an image for our logo. So I'm just going to drag an image. I'm going to select my logo, align it to the left, and under Advanced, I'm going to set up a margin bottom of, let's say, 128 pixels. Next, let's add a heading, and let's go ahead and duplicate it. For the first heading, the text is coming soon. The second heading has the following text. Now let's add a little bit of style to these headings. We'll go to the Style tab, Text Color. We'll just paste that in on both of them. For the first heading, under Typography, we'll set the font family to Pop-ins. Size is going to be 18 pixels. Weight is going to be 200. Transform uppercase. Line height is going to be 28 pixels. Letter spacing somewhere around 2. And also for the text color, let's lower the opacity to about 80%, like so. Then let's go to the Advanced tab and add a margin bottom of 32 pixels. The next heading under Typography will also be pop-ins. The size will be 43, weight bold. Line height will be 64 pixels. And letter spacing Something like that. -1 should do the trick nicely. And maybe the letter spacing is a little bit, or excuse me, the line height, it's a little bit too much. So let's go with 48 instead. All right. Now we can see a bit of padding here inside this column. I don't want that. So let's select the column, go to advanced and reset the padding to 0. Next, we need a form, right? This is a coming soon page or a launching soon page. So we need some kind of form to capture an email address or maybe a name so we can notify that person of when the website or the product goes live. Now, when dealing with Elementor, there are 3 ways you can create a form, right? The easiest way is to use the widget form that's available in the Pro version of the plugin. I actually made a separate tutorial that covers how to create a contact form with Elementor. And in there, I'm describing in more detail the various ways you can go about that. And I strongly invite you to check out the link down below to find that tutorial. For this particular demo, I'm going to be using the form widget available in Elementor Pro. So I'm going to drag a form widget there. First, I'm going to select this element, this heading, and I'm going to add a 32 pixel margin bottom to push this to the side a little bit. Next, I'm going to select the form. I actually just need the email address. So in here, under placeholder, I'm going to say enter your email address, and I'm going to display just an asterisk there. You'll see why in just a little bit. The column width here, we'll set it to about 70%. And then I'm going to hide the label. Then under buttons, I'm going to set the column width to the remaining 30%, so they're displayed inline. And where it says send here under submit button, I'm going to say notify me. And then let's go to style. I'm going to use 16 pixels as a column gap. I can drag this to 0 because we don't have multiple rows. But actually, you know what? Let's set this to about 32 pixels, just in case we will have multiple rows further down the line. Label, we're not displaying one, so we don't need to change anything. HTML field, we don't need to worry about that either. Now under field, the background color should stay white. The border, we're just going to remove it entirely. Border radius, we're going to set it to 0. And then under button, on typography, we're going to be using our default Poppins font. Size is going to be 18. Weight is going to be bold. Line height is going to be 28 pixels. Then I'm going to add a 1 pixel border. Background color, I'm going to make it transparent. Text color is going to be 9F7657. Border color is going to be exactly the same value. All right. And on hover, I want the background color to be the dark one, text color white, border color none. So just like that. And we can also add a grow animation like so. Next, let's actually select this form under advanced. We're going to add a 32 pixel margin bottom. And let's drag another element under this. We're going to drag a text editor. And the text is going to say something like this. Notice the asterisks. And under style, text color, I want actually the same text color as the one that I used here, which is 3C3A47, but I want it just a tiny bit less visible. And under typography, I want this to be italic, just like that. And let's hit update. Also, since I have this selected, let me add a 128 pixel margin bottom, because now I want to put some social icons under it. So for that, we can actually use a free widget called social icons. I want these to be aligned to the left. The shape, let's actually make them a circle. And here you can decide which icons you want. In my case, I want Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So I'm going to click on YouTube, and under icon, I'm going to search for Instagram. This uses the Font Awesome icons, but you can upload your own if that's what you want. And here you would just simply paste in the link to your Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram profile. Under color, I'm going to choose custom on all three. And I'm going to choose the text color that I used previously. Just like that. In Elementor, you can actually define this as a new global color. Let's call this new text, create. And you can then reuse that very easily by clicking this button here and selecting the one that you just created. Under style, we're going to define the size of the icons at 24, the spacing between each one at 24 as well, or maybe a bit less, maybe 16. And on icon hover, you can also give this an animation, like maybe grow or shrink, or you have a couple of different very nice animations here to choose from. Now, finally, I want to select this, this whole section, and under style, I want to set up a background image. So I'm going to select this, this chair. And position, I'm going to choose center right. I'm not going to repeat it. Size, we'll just leave it at default. And actually, on the position, I want it to be displayed a little bit further away to the right. So instead of center right, I'm going to choose a custom position. So X, we'll just take it to somewhere like there. I think that's pretty good. And let's see the Y position. We can actually set this to like somewhere around here, maybe like 0 viewport height. It's going to be roughly in the middle like that. And let's hit update. Let's see how this looks like. That's pretty good. The only thing I want is to reduce the width, the overall width of this section, so it doesn't interfere with the background image. For that, I'm just going to select it. And under advanced, I'm just going to set a padding right of about, I don't know, let's use percentages, 50%. Or 75%. That should also do the trick. So let's update. Sorry, I meant to say 25%. And that currently looks something like this, which is pretty good. Now, obviously, you can tweak this to your liking. You can make certain changes to the tablet version or the mobile version. If you click responsive mode here, you can actually preview this on a tablet. You can also select this main section and set up a different padding than what you had, maybe 32, something like that, right? Maybe you can reduce the margin bottom of this image to something a bit smaller, like 32. So making these changes is really easy for the mobile, the tablet, and the desktop version of the page. But yeah, that's how you can basically create a simple coming soon page in WordPress with Elementor. And that's about it for this video. I hope you found it useful, and let us know down in the comments if you would like to see more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Adi, and until next time, take care.